Hello, everybody. It's an absolute pleasure to join you this evening and to talk through a few of our trips and to introduce you to our cycling adventures. Before we jump into the destinations, I just wanted to give you a bit of an overview of what our cycling trips entail. And I'll start off with this slide, and I'll start off also with one thing just to point out it's a holiday, and it's all about exploring the destination, seeing the highlights, having a wonderful time. It's just an active holiday. It is, I think, genuinely one of the best and immersive ways to travel and to explore a destination. There are things you can do on a bike that you simply can't do in a vehicle or you can't do on foot, and it brings you so much closer to the destination, and it engages all of your senses. So a few pictures from some of our trips, from some of our staff that have been on trips recently. In the top right corner, that's a picture from the south of France, the vast wetlands of the Camargue, on a cycle byway that's inaccessible really by traffic, and on bike you can cover so much distance, so it's perfectly suited to bike tourism. Bottom right, believe it or not, that is downtown Bangkok. So that is an island in the middle of the Chao Phraya River that we reach on a local ferry, and then we use the infrastructure that's built for the locals for mopeds and bikes that link little communities, temples, and we get to see a genuinely different side of Bangkok than the vast majority of visitors. Top left, impromptu, everyday scenes. So cattle herders, this is in India. And you can just stop, take photos, interact, and take it in. It's just a really cool way to travel, and it's active as well. So this is what it's not. So you might have some preconceptions or some concerns. Some people think, always, will I be able to keep up? Will I be fit enough? Is it a race? It's not competitive. It's not about the kilometers and the heart rate and the output and the speed. It's a holiday. It's just an active one. You don't need to have technical skills, and you won't be expected to ride in a bunch peloton with a sprint finish. So it's not that. It's just a really cool way to explore a destination. This is a trip from one of our departures in Croatia last year. One of our sales staff joined this trip and explored the Dalmatian coast, where we cherry picked some beautiful rides on some of the islands using local ferries. And it's really, I want to share this picture with you just to show you it's everyday people. This particular trip is a moderate grade trip, and I'll go into the detail of what makes up the different grades shortly. But as you can see, it's an even spread of males and females, a range of ages from the 30s up to the 70s, and one shared love, which is of exploring by bike, and like-minded people, sharing the experience with like-minded people. Inevitably, people will have different levels of fitness and ability within the group, and therefore, naturally, a bit like walking trips, any cycling trip ends up with people going at their own pace, which is what we want. We want you to be able to push yourself if you want to push yourself, or take your time if you want to take your time. So we try and enable you to go at your own pace. And what it is beautiful for is bringing the group together. A bit like the walking trips, the cycling trips are great because you're sharing that experience, and you have the camaraderie that's built up through that shared experience, the challenges on some of the days, the hills, and it just brings everyone together, and there's a really nice atmosphere. So that's from one of our groups in Southeast Asia from a couple of years ago. So it's a great formula, and there's something for everyone, from leisurely all the way up to moderate and challenging with the split grades. Leisurely, very broadly speaking, is generally on the flat, not too many hills, and between 20 and 40 kilometers per day. That's 2 to 4 hours roughly in the saddle each day. A moderate grade trip will be about 40 to 60 kilometers per day, and about 4 to 6. This is very roughly speaking. A trip will also, the grading will depend in part if it's in the tropics, if it's steep terrain, if it's well-surfaced routes that we're cycling on, and the detail is all laid out on the actual trip pages on the website. And if you're thinking, why is he telling us in kilometers? I want it in miles. It's all spelt out in miles as well on the website, as well as the all important total accumulated ascent. The split grades are a mixture of leisurely and moderate rides, and each day will be spelt out. And then we've got a few trips that fall into the moderate and challenging range as well. Something for everything. What do we provide? We've researched the routes. You can just relax, enjoy, and cycle through the holiday and have a great time. We provide a local leader. So the main pictures there from Vietnam, where we provide not only the leader, but there's a support vehicle driver, there's a bike mechanic. We include the bikes, so the bikes are well serviced before and after every ride, and looked after throughout the trip. So any mechanical problem we'll take care of. We also offer on virtually all of our trips in Europe and a great number of our trips long haul, e-bikes. So e-bikes are a wonderful invention, and they're spreading across the world each year, more and more available. So you have the option to pay a little bit extra on any of our trips, and you can enjoy the e-bike for a slightly easier ride up the hills. So you're in great hands. You can see a happy group there with the tour bus in the background. By and large, certainly for all of our long haul trips, there is a big, a normal tour bus with all of your luggage on board. And it is quite often the case that we're making our way from hotel to hotel, not entirely by bike, but cherry picking a ride on a quiet section of roads or a beautiful stretch. And we use the bus for the rest of the journey. We're in Europe, where the distances are a bit shorter, it might be hotel to hotel, in which case there will be a trailer and a van with slightly limited seating, but still it's a safety net, and you know there's a support vehicle there just in case, which is quite a nice thing to bear in mind. You could bring your own pedals and saddle if you want, and you can look at the bike details in more detail on the web page for each trip if you want to see what make, model, and if you're welcome to bring your own pedals for your cycling shoes, or if there's a water bottle holder, if there's panniers provided. But the top left, really, just relax, enjoy, bring a cycle helmet that we won't provide, and padded shorts and gloves, and you're good to go.